cool.
OBS live. Ooh. The interweb is watching, Michael.
Hello. You up?
All good?
Turn your pedal up.
Love me 2 times, baby. Love me twice today. Love me 2 times, girl. I'm gone away. Love me 2 times, girl. One for tomorrow, one just for today. Love me 2 times. I'm gone away. Love me 1 time. You could not speak. Love me 1 time, yeah. Yeah, my knees got weak. Love me 2 times, girl. Last me well all through the week. Love me 2 times. I'm gone away. Well, alright, yeah. One for tomorrow, one just for today. Love me 2 times, I'm gone away. Well, love me 2 times, I'm gone away. Love me 2 times, I'm gone away. Well, love me 2 times, I'm gone away.
And now, introducing the host of this show, it's your 2-time President's Club Award winner. It's Pete Van Dyke, folks.
Nothing. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Paul. Beautiful introduction. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I'm Pete Van Dyke. I'm host of Live from the Dutch Hall. We're really happy to have a great show for you here on Valentine's Day. We have Shane Bergman here from the CFL Grey Cup champion Calgary Stampeders.
Thank you.
He's back again, creating quite a dynasty, and we're happy to have him as part of our show. He's one of our favorite guests.
Hell yeah.
But I have to get to a point before we start the show, and it's about Valentine's Day. And I want to say something. I'm offended by Valentine's Day at the very nature of the whole holiday. It bothers me to my core. Not as a person, but as a comedian. As a comedian, as a comic, Valentine's Day is the one day of the year where where bad jokes are allowed to fester. You know? You know how you have to give when I was at the age where you had to give everyone in your class a Valentine card. You couldn't just give it to your sweetheart. Probably back in my parents' generation, you just give it to the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. You would make a homemade card, dedicate the rest of your life to this person, start a family with someone in grade 2. That's what you do back in the old days. But in my day, it was everybody. You don't want to let that one ugly kid with the birth defect or whatever feel left out. So they said everybody's got to get a Valentine. So that's the era I grew up in. And when everyone got a Valentine, there'd be a lot of awkward moments between you and your buddies, you know? Like charters would give me a Valentine, you know, if it was saying be mine or something. that's awfully uncomfortable for me, you know? It seems like gay, for lack of a better word, right? And then, so what would happen is Charles doesn't want to give me one of those cards. He gives me one of the ones with a joke. But the problem is, these aren't jokes. These are poor excuses for the jokes. I mean, the school system's allowing this to happen, you know? What did the stamp say to the envelope on Valentine's Day? I'm stuck on you? That's not a joke. How did the phone propose to his girlfriend? Gave her a ring. That's shit. Oh, what's this? What do you call a ghost true love? His ghoul friend? That's not even a joke. This is the only one that I think was a joke out of all these things that I consider a joke. Like, this isn't a joke. How do owls declare their love? Owl be yours. Boo! It's awful, right? Like, these are the ones that will go on the Valentine. You'll get that, and you'll laugh at it because it's supposed to be a joke, you know? What is the best part about Valentine's Day? The day after, when all the candy's on sale. That's a real joke.
It's the truth.
Yeah. Charlie should give me that Valentine's card. Well, anyways, people, it is Valentine's Day. Hug your people, hug your loved ones tightly. We have a great guest tonight, and we also have a great game down the show, the Newlywed game that we're going to do with some of the cast and their spouses from our show. But there's only one way to get started, and we got to recognize the greatest band in Canadian late night history, the Nocturnal Emissions. Let's hear it for the band, everybody.
Yeah! Thank you.
We have Michael Bowe, our band leader on rhythm and vocals.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Beside him on lead guitar, that's Steve the Reluctant German. In the corner on the drums, that's our CRTC required Frenchman, the French tickler, Ken Boulanger, everybody.
Bonjour.
And in the corner, it's the balls of the Nocturnal Emissions, Whiskey Wes Higgins. Everybody, the Nocturnal Emissions. How'd that feel, guys? Yeah, that's right. Welcome alive from the Dutch Hall. We are Canada's only late night talk show and the greatest podcast ever gets started in a pool shed in Pine Grove, Ontario. Bar none.
Yeah.
Bar none. I think there is none close. The Adcocks tried one, but we squashed it. Okay? We weren't going to put up with it. Anyways, we got Shane Bergman back on our show today, and this is a great accomplishment. Last year you didn't come on. I think you took a year off, or was it the year before?
It might have been the year before. I thought I did come last year.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
I only, maybe it was 2015, I did not invite you back because you didn't make the Grey Cup. I was like, you know what? You have to be at the level of Grey Cup. Otherwise, I'm not.
This year.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm honored.
Yeah. I can't believe your success that you've had so far. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
And we've been so fortunate to watch it and enjoy it because you're one of us, you know. You're a Teeterville guy, you know, a Norfolk County guy. And see you doing the big stuff, you know, it really makes us proud. So we're really happy to have you here, Shane. Now, I wanted to do one thing before. What was the thing I wanted to do with you? Oh, I remember. I was going to do, 2015, we brought it up briefly, right? And now you've been in the CFL since what, 2013?
13, yeah.
Yeah, 2013. And then you went to the Grey Cup every year but that one, right?
Oh, 2013 and 15 we did not go.
Oh, yeah, sorry, but 14 you went.
Yes.
And then every year since then, you've gone except for 15.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
4 of the last 5 years, you've been in the Grey Cup.
Yep.
And that 1 year, you did not go, right? Mm-hmm. And do you know why it is? I've studied it. I've studied it to try to figure out why the Calgary Stampeders and all the other years they were like the CFL a worthy team. Why that year did they not go? You want to know why?
Can I tell you why?
Yeah, I'd like to know what you think.
Because I wasn't playing?
Yes, it is. You can't say that about Levi Mitchell, right?
No, that's right.
He was in that game.
He was.
The one game you weren't in,
Yep.
that's where it all went for shit.
That's right. I guess it just worked out that way.
Yeah, that's why they signed you again,
Yeah,
too,
I
eh?
guess
Did you ever
so.
throw that in their face in the dressing room?
I think my agent did in negotiations this year.
Yeah, he's a good man. That's the exact move you want to use.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want him to go down again in an injury, you'll be squat. Shane Bergman's your whole team. You got to have some strut around those guys just for that reason, you know?
Yeah, I should.
Yeah.
I should, yeah.
Fuck me, you can't let them have that over top of you. You know what I'm talking about? We have a great show here today. I want to talk more with Shane Bergman, but before we do that, we have to do a segment of our show that we call Feedback. We got feedback.
We got feedback. It's feedback.
Welcome to Feedback. We got feedback. This week's segment is brought to you, as always, by our friends at Amazon. If you'd like to go to Live from the Dutch Hall's website, that's livefromthedutchhall.com. You can click on our Amazon banners and do all of your shopping, and some of that money is going to come to us rather than go to the
prick.
yeah, the bald guy that's taking pictures of his dick or whatever he's doing. You know, that guy gets nothing. We get money. That's like even better, right?
Happy Valentine's.
We're not going to spend the money on photographing our penis, which I think is free nowadays, isn't it? Shane?
I think so.
How much does that cost?
I don't know, as much as a phone.
I like he doesn't deny that he's taking pictures of his dick. Anyways, and also we want to talk about Norpac.
The beef people.
You just got to recognize them. They got the best beef, and they sponsor our show, so we got to be happy about it. Now, we ask our listeners each and every week for feedback, and they give it to us in different ways. This week, we got some from Bruce Veltri on livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com. Bruce has been a long-time listener of the show, and he says, I tune in every week for the comedy and the friendly banter, but I also learn new words and improve my vocabulary. Death Pool episode was no exception. Today I will try to fit Spazatron into as many conversations as I can. Thanks to Dutch Hall. Love Bruce. That's Dr. Bruce. We taught Dr. Bruce. Shit. That's a doctor, my mother. You know?
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome, Bruce. You can go to a medical school or wherever you went to get that doctor. You ain't going to learn Spazatron there. You're going to learn that from our program. And you know where I learned it from? SpongeBob SquarePants.
He was on the Super Bowl. It's got to be good.
Yeah. That's weird, eh?
It's super weird.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, they're just trying to make everyone happy. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Super Bowl stuff? Like to
It was just all weird.
Yeah. Why would you book Maroon 5 then, if you're trying to make people happy?
There's no answer.
Like, who fucking watches football, you know? Who played the Grey Cup this year, Shane?
The Grey Cup?
Yeah.
Calgary and Ottawa.
No.
Halftime show?
Yeah.
Was it Art Kells?
I don't remember.
Was it
wasn't-
Urquell's?
I'm just taking a
Oh,
guess.
you were actually probably worried about the game?
Yeah, I was going to.
Enjoying the show.
I was at halftime. I heard out there. I heard the bass.
What, you didn't go watch Lenny Kravitz? I'm sorry, Shane. I wasn't thinking of it from an actual professional. Like,
That's why they won.
yeah.
They're actually paying attention.
If it's the Ottawa was out there watching whatever band it was. Probably an Ottawa band, eh?
Yeah, maybe.
You could give a shit about it over there. Calgary. They had a Tearville band, I bet you'd be out there.
Probably I would have sucked the second half after two.
Yeah, you would have. You would have lost. Good thing they didn't book that Teeterville band. All right, so we got another piece of feedback. This one's from another super fan, Sean Dulster.
Oh.
Sean Dulster, hot off of Live from the Dutch Hall, gmail.com. He says, Pope Peter, having a hard time coping with the new look of the Dutch Hall just because I was a big fan of the old pool shed. I am adjusting, though, to all the hard work is looking great. Just a few things I'd like to mention.
Boy.
Most nocturnal emissions happen when lying down, but your nocturnal emissions never sounded or looked better standing up.
Fair enough.
Eh?
Fair enough.
And I can't talk about how great that was to watch evolve. Like when Michael first stood up, it was like watching your baby take his first steps. It was so beautiful to watch. And then all of a sudden, Steven's standing up. And then all of a sudden, I think Kevin stood up. The drummer
He
stood
was
up.
standing up as well. Yep.
And he was just like, I want a piece of this shit, you know? And then Wes was up, and then last up, Charters, eh?
Old rooster.
Nailed to the ground. And that's why he wasn't invited back this week. Was not invited back.
Last one up is out this
Yeah. That's why you're not back, because you sat down to the end, Charters. Anyways,
band.
number 2, more cameras. The lawn shots of you and the crew are hard to see. We want to see you, the band, and Paul's slits. So we do have to... That's a good point. That's a good point. Number 3, you have not made Paul paint the start time of Live from the Dutch Hall on the spiky ball clock tower yet. Paul, you will do that. You're going to scale up that thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Scaled. And, but the only problem is we don't know when we start.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
a question mark. That's
yeah, we just have to paint a question mark on the sign. He goes, cheers from Sean Dulster. P.S. Fuck Charters, the baby foot eater. And that is a real listener. And Charters, you know, I wish he was here for me to show my disappointment in his choices in life. Because that is creepy. Only a couple more people to check with, and those are our good friends that are like our super fans. The one of them is the cheese lady. We should check on her, eh?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, we're checking on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady. She's always on the run. Checking on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady. She's always having fun. Checking on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady. She's always on the run. Checking on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady. Teresa, what you done?
Hey, Teresa.
What's up, Teresa?
Hey, at the Second Mouse in Delhi, if you're looking for cheese, you should go to the Second Mouse in Delhi. It's the greatest place to get cheese. And a good listener of our show, and I would call her a sponsor and a friend, that's Teresa from the Second Mouse there, the cheese lady. She gives us feedback each and every week. And she does it on Podbean. And she says this week, LMAO, or there's an F in there,
Yep.
right? LMFAO? Naked paintball. Just keep in mind, I have a great aim with a gun, no matter how small the target. Ha ha, ha ha.
Dirty talk.
And then she went on to say, I have a feeling on one of your blind dates, I'll wish I was blind. And I'm still in. Or I'm still game, she says. We are going to put Teresa in a game, in a dating game situation. We are in the process of planning it. It is a big ordeal. Teresa, we want to make sure we have a proper date plan for you. And we want 3 suitable bachelors
Right.
that are going to show up. They're going to make it not only an interesting experience for you, Teresa, but hey, back. Hey, quiet out there, back. Or you got to go wait in the car.
Rowdy.
Yeah, they can't even stay quiet till their segment, eh? Those ladies, eh? The spotlight's gone to their head.
They're fired up.
Anyways, we got, I have a feeling, so we're going to do this blind date for her, and I'll tell you, Teresa, you're going to hate every minute of it. You're going to rue the day you agreed to this thing, and it's a bad decision.
We're gonna put her front and center.
We are going to make it uncomfortable in every way. But you brought it on yourself, Teresa. You made this idea up yourself. And you know we don't have any friends that are good people.
And
You've heard our show. Everyone we've had on is a degenerate of some sort. Except for, what? Who? Yeah. We get a heckler. This is the first time we've had one, and it's crazy. I like it, actually, a little bit. Okay, we got to talk to the Haitian Dwarf. He's been with us since the very first week, and we have to get, and he gave us some feedback this week. I snuck one in, Steve. I got it.
It's off the bed we go.
Your pussy farts smell like sweet tarts. Hi-ho, hi-ho. Well, the Haitian Dwarf gives us feedback on iTunes. I like how we wrote, your pussy farts smell like sweet tarts. On the day that my in-laws decide to come to the program, we decide to go, your pussy farts smell like sweet tarts.
Make it clear.
Hi-ho. So the Haitian Dwarf every week gives us feedback on iTunes. This week he entitles it Happy Valentine's Day, and he gives us 5 stars. In my country, we celebrate on March 14th with a giant steak. Does anyone know what that means?
Nope.
What does it mean? Do you know what it means? Wes?
Steak and blowjob day.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is? Steak and blowjob day is March 14th?
Yes.
What's
Great day.
what's March or what's April? No, not April 20th. What's the Jim Jeffries blowjob or anal sex day? Is it March 20th or something? And it was because I saw people at the Jim Jeffries concert. They had T-shirts saying like that day, like
Anal day.
April 18th or whatever. It's like anal day or whatever, once a year. Anyways, thank you, Haitian Dwarf. If you guys would like to give us feedback in the future, you can do it on iTunes. You can do it on the Podbean. You can do it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or just live from the Dutch Hall, gmail.com. You can also send me a smoke signal, shout out your window. You can just come over and tap me on the shoulder. Those are all ways to give me feedback. And they're all appreciated. Actually, my brother's wife, I just want to mention it. My brother's wife, Paul, your wife, Krista, she gave a piece of feedback this week about the Pete Burns' Bridges episode. She said that she loved it. She loved it, that I was just telling everybody in my career that I had built a reputation with to go fuck themselves.
I think that's how she feels.
Yes. There's also one local gentleman who will be having a conversation with me in the future.
That's good fun.
That is good fun. That is good fun.
It's all good fun.
Yeah. I know that's going to get back to him because some of his buddies listen to this show, and I know it's going to get back to him, and I don't care. No. I stand by every word of what I said. Every word of it.
Makes it even better.
I can't wait till I have the confrontation with the gentleman so that I can actually talk about it on the show.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much more fun. He did really screw me over when I was 30, I'll tell you that right now. It made me look like a jackass when I went to
That's why you stated your feelings.
Yeah. You know what? Ever heard the expression, revenge is a dish well served cold?
I have.
Well, I just fed it to that CIBC gentleman, I tell you that. I'll tell you
Ice
that.
cold.
Ice cold. He probably forgot about that. I didn't, Michael. Anyways, we have to get to our show. We have a great one today. Like I said before, Shane, how many times? You've probably been on 3-4 times now.
I think 4.
This is the 4th time on our show. He is not only a one-time Grey Cup champion, but he is also a two-time Grey Cup champion.
Yeah.
That must feel pretty good.
Yeah,
Shane
that's
Bergman,
great.
everybody. Let's hear it for him again.
Thank you.
Shane, I have to tell you, two-time Grey Cup champion. And this must feel good. You've been walking around standing pretty tall since you won the championship, of course, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you feel like good about it, right?
I feel pretty good, yeah.
And I got to ask you one question. I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true.
Okay.
Is a Grey Cup in your trunk right now?
No, I wish.
It is not.
Great spot to bring it. I wish.
There was chatter.
Oh, yeah.
No.
There was chatter. There was chatter online, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Because you have a function coming up where you're going to get.
I do.
Is it this weekend?
It's Monday, Family Day Monday.
Family Day Monday.
Yeah, so-
you can go to Teeterville.
Yeah, at the fire hall from 10 till 2.
Good.
Yeah.
And you can get your picture taken with a Grey Cup.
Great cup of cards. There'll be pizza, hot dogs, drinks, coffee.
Will you sign an autograph?
I will. I'll sign lots of
How much
autographs.
for a kid if they want to sign an autograph?
For how much do I charge?
Yeah.
200. No, it's completely free. I even bought pictures for everyone to give to them.
I like
Yeah.
200. Yeah, I would like it if you just sat in like a raised platform and then made it that like you are the greatest of Teeterville that has ever come out of
And I have my
Teeterville.
stamp for my signature.
Yeah.
Stamp every time.
Yeah, and don't look at me in the eye, kid. Don't look at me in the eye, you know? I'm a 2-time Grey Cup champion. Anyways, I understand you're feeling pretty good about yourself, Shane, because I, too, am a 2-time champion. 2 times I won the President's Club Award. I don't know if you know that.
No.
Everybody look at these 2 puppies right here.
Very impressive. That is awesome.
They are impressive. If you look at those things, those are President Club Awards, 2008, 2009, back-to-back, baby. Back-to-back.
Wow.
Now, I carry these things around wherever I go because I want people to know my accomplishments in life. You are a 2-time Grey Cup champion. Where are your Grey Cups?
There's only one Grey Cup. I do have one ring right now, but I did not bring it. I was thinking about bringing it. I should have brought it because that would have been funny for that bit.
Oh, yeah. Especially that 2. And you can put it on your middle finger. And you shove it right up my butt behind, right? Hey, but you have one ring and the other one's still coming, right?
Yeah, it comes right before we go back to camp, so like end of May.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Oh,
excited
so
for that.
right before, like, you'll get it, like, when you go back, or it's sent to your house?
No, we'll go back and have a ring ceremony. So pretty much everyone who was on the team last year who was available to make it will go and have dinner and watch the owners come and give us a ring. So it's kind of neat.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That sounds gross, eh? Watching the owners come?
Oh, think of that.
Ooh. And so, anyways, whatever you guys do in Calgary, I'm not against it. It's a different era. But we gotta, I have to say, though. No, I know what you mean. I'm sorry. I wanted to say, though, you've had a real, like, pretty much I would say it's a blessed career, really. You played a lot of football in your career, like as far as being there in the end game, more than you haven't been.
Yep.
And you've won 2 in your career, and you've just re-signed.
Yes.
So now, this is all must have exceeded your expectations of what you thought you could accomplish in football.
Well, especially when I started. When I started, I didn't even think I was going to make the team.
Yeah.
And now, maybe going in my 7th year, signed technically my 3rd contract, and 2 Grey Cups, 4 Grey Cup appearances, and it's kind of crazy to say being around here and stuff and being able to do that.
Do you feel like a veteran now?
Yeah, I feel like a veteran for sure. I definitely on the O-line because I'm now the oldest O-line on the team, because our one guy who's been there for 9 years, he just got signed with Montreal. And he was on the team for 8 or 9 years, and I'll be going on my 7th, so now I'm taking over his most veteran. I never thought I'd be able to say that on a pro football team for sure. So. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that really does say a lot, though, right? Because it means that you have that longevity and you've done all the right things to stay that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, did you also think, last time I talked to you, I think the most fascinating thing I learned about you was that because you're a giant person, right? And like if you were like in the olden days CFL, like where you wore like a leather helmet, and those kind of people, like just being your size would be enough.
Probably.
You could just eat chicken wings and drink beer and never
smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, and smoke cigarettes. Never have to worry about any sort of like rigorous training, right?
No.
But last time I talked to you, you said you were like juggling medicine balls blindfolded on an exercise ball or something like that?
Yeah, with my eyes closed, juggle. Well, I don't juggle. I bounce them off a little trampoline with my eyes closed.
Okay.
I'm standing on an exercise ball with my eyes closed, and I bounce 2 medicine balls off a little trampoline.
Oh, just that, eh?
Yeah. How the fuck
I can't juggle at all.
Yeah, but like if you like normally, just being a giant was enough.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to be able to do that extra tricks. But now you have to like, to be in the CFL, you got to be on the top of your game because you got these other guys that are doing these things that are coming at you, right?
Yeah, exactly. These guys are trying to make a living and trying to fend for their family, so they do everything they can to beat you to try to stay on the team, right? And everyone wants to get championships, so everyone gives you their best all the time. So, and it's not like it's big going on big all the time. I play guys that are like 260 pounds, which I'm like 60, 70 pounds heavier than. Yeah. So I got to be able to move too. They'll just go around me. That's like what that kind of training's for, a little quickness training. So,
it's not all about size, is it?
No, not all about size and strength. It's about technique, quickness, footwork, stuff like that.
And that's amazing, like the amount of work, because I never would have considered like how committed you have to be in order to get to that level, Mm-hmm. And like for you, do you think like growing up on a tobacco farm would have helped you like for just like understanding that this is a possibility, or you know what I mean, like?
Well, the reason why I knew it was going to be a possibility is because my dad made it. Like, I worked hard on the farm, but like my dad made it made me able to play. So like I watched him work twice as hard so I could play.
Oh.
So that's where I kind of get it from. So instead of replanting tobacco, it's like, Shane, take the day off and train, stretch whatever you need to do, get ready for your next training session, football session, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
And, watching him going out and work, like I said, twice as hard so I could be able to do all that and he could still feed me, pay for my training sessions and all that stuff,
Made you want to work hard,
yeah,
too.
made me want to work harder and be the
Yeah.
best I could be because he's doing that for me. So why not do something for him?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
especially-
That's nice, Shane.
Yeah,
You're a good
exactly.
guy, eh? That's why we keep
feel
having
like
him
it.
back, eh, Mike?
I feel like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Not everyone's degenerates on your show.
No, you've been the best guest. Who else did we have? We had another one that isn't a degenerate? Just Shane,
just
right?
Shane.
Just Shane. Yeah, you're the one nice guy we've had on our show. And it has been really nice. Anyways, I can't believe it. We got you good timing then because we can fill that Teeterville Fire Hall. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, everyone's welcome.
Yeah.
I hope everyone comes out. It'd be great to see everybody.
Can you put a baby in the Grey Cup and take a picture of your baby in the Grey Cup?
Yes, we've done that.
Yeah?
Yep, we can.
Do you get to party with the Grey Cup?
I do. I'm having an event. It's invite only at my place after, but
I'm
it's
not asking.
yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm really.
But you
excited
told me
about
where it was, so I can still hide out and just watch it in the
it. It's on-
bushes.
if you find my house, Teeterville's not that big.
I know where it is. You told me where it is. I'm not going to say it on air. But I know where it is. I could
You know
be
where it
there.
is? Come down.
Just look for the ember of a cigarette in the bushes in the late evening. That'll be me.
There'll be
Just
plenty of
watching.
drinks out of that thing after. It'll be good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Would you drink? You drink out of the Grey Cup?
Yeah, I Lysol it first.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I make sure it's clean.
Yeah.
Last time, 4 years ago, I had the Grey Cup, and by the end, so I brought it to Swazies, and by the
it's
end,
good
everyone
move.
was drinking out of it, and it smelled like an infection. It was awful. And my wife's best friend, mother, took a drink out of it, sick for a month. Couldn't breathe, had to wear a mask, couldn't infect other people, really bad stuff. And I was
Oh, yeah.
that smell was right. It was an infection. So,
That's
so
why.
extra Lysol this time. It got kind of gross.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I only drink out of church chalices because
And only
you can't get sick from it because it's been blessed by God.
Oh,
what?
true. And only you.
Oh yeah, and only me. I only use this.
Yeah.
But I think pewter and when you're doing something, when you're drinking something out of this isn't the blood of Christ. It's vodka soda. To be quite honest. But it's close, and and I know that I'm only drinking out of it. But if me and you drank out of that, Shane, I think we'd be okay. Lickety split, as long as we split the sides, right?
Yeah, I think we'd be fine.
Well, then what I'm going to do when I come to your party, crash your party on the weekend, is I'm going to draw with a magic marker on the Grey Cup just a little bit where my mouth will go,
Okay.
and I'll write with it with a Sharpie, say Pete's Mouth Place or whatever, and then that's where only I'll drink that night.
Okay. That's fine.
Hey, that'd be cool if it was there forever. Eh?
It would be.
Yeah.
I'd probably get in trouble.
Is there a guy that handles it like the Stanley Cup?
No. We don't have that kind of.
They
CFL
just
don't have
hand
that
over the
kind of
keys
money.
to you?
Yeah, just give it to me.
Oh, man, the
I think
CFL's the
I think
best.
it might be a replica. I'm not 100% sure. It's not. I think there's one that stays in the Hall of Fame, and there's one that they give to us that we can do what we want with.
Oh, they don't even give you the real one. They let you go.
No.
That's the same with the Stanley Cup too.
Yeah.
Hey, they have a whole bunch of them. They don't let you know how many they got.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So how do you
Okay.
get it then, Shane? Do they just ship it to you, or
Yeah, so
pick it
actually-
up at the airport?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
No, there's a coach that lives in Hamilton, and he's coming to party with it on Sunday. And I pick it up Monday morning from him. And then,
cool.
Yeah, and then Tuesday morning I bring it back to Hamilton for another guy who's from Hamilton. And he gets it. He just goes around and ends up going to Toronto, then Quebec.
Do you see how that all works? It's just a bunch of guys working it out, probably texting. Oh, I'll give it to him, and then he'll give it to him. It's just like a bunch of dudes. This is what the CFL's like. That's what I like about it so much. They're just you're to work in Joe's, but you're playing sports
Yeah,
at a high level, right? You know what I mean?
That's true. Actually, I have all the
It's
text
the
messages
most-
on my phone figuring that out. That's completely right.
Yeah, it is the most regular sports league that I've come into contact with. I've interviewed guys from
It's
the
a blue
NHL.
collar professional sports league, I think, for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we're on lunch bills every day.
And you're also like you said, they'll just drop the trophy off and say you can have fun with the trophy. It's just like if you won a men's league trophy at NBC.
That's your turn.
Your turn. And that's how the Stanley Cup used to be. Now it's gotten all this pomp and circumstance, eh? But this thing about CFL, it's still small and pure. It's still the way it should. It's kind of nice, eh?
Yeah, it is nice.
In Ontario, we lose that. I know we talk about this every time you're in, but we lose it in Ontario, the specialness of the CFL.
No,
Did you
right.
find that growing up?
Not really, because I was a Hamilton Ticats fan, so I just surrounded around Hamilton fans all the time.
Oh, okay.
So
You
I
were a
never
big
really saw
Ticats fan?
I was growing up for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But
Now
definitely
you're
going out
ashamed.
west, I definitely see a huge fan base. Well, Saskatchewan can kind of take out of it because Saskatchewan's like an NFL team for fan base. They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
crazy. Like even everyone else, maybe except for Vancouver, BC. I mean, everyone else is
Yeah,
bigger
yeah.
and well west. Like,
Yeah.
I think what Hamilton was like, average attendance was 23,000. That's
pretty good.
It's good, but it's like Saskatchewan's is like 40.
Really?
Yeah, we're like 28, and we've gone lower. So, and then you have Montreal and Toronto are just
You have 28,000 on average for your games?
on average. Our stadium is fits 42.
Oh.
You get a sold out game when you play Saskatchewan in Calgary. It's a sea of green.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy. It's awesome.
It'll all
I love
travel,
it. Yeah, and then you get we play Labor Day Classic against Edmonton every year, and then we have the rematch, and that's crazy too. We'll fill like 42,000 seats.
Oh, it
in
must
that,
be something to play in front of that many people. Like it's
Yeah,
like you
it's
get
cool.
the reaction must be something. Like when the first time you were in front of that big of a crowd, and did it throw you off your game, or you're still able to maintain your focus?
I think I maintain my focus pretty good. You just got to block it out. And I know as a kid, I asked professional football players, I'm like, what do you do? And they're just like, I block it out. I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
That's all you do. You just got to focus on the play at hand, and the play that's given to you, and do your job.
Yeah.
So otherwise you wouldn't be there, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you do, right? Like, I guess it's. I would say the same thing with comedy. Like when you go up on stage, you know, like I would always be in the audience watching people perform, and then I'd wonder, you know, like what's going through that guy's mind, you know, to be up there. Now that I've been in that situation, I know you just gotta like plug through no matter how bad it is.
Yeah. Well, that's freaky to me. I'd rather sit in front of a 300-pound guy trying to hurt me than stand up and do comedy.
Really?
Oh yeah, that freaked me out. That's kudos. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'd rather not get hit by that big guy.
That's we're different.
That is where we're different. Yeah. I've never, you know, like, you know what I do like about stand-up though, is that there is a certain element of danger to it. Like there actually isn't, like you could get stabbed or punched just performing in some of these places that I perform. Like it's, they're bad places. Like to do an open mic in most cities, you gotta go to like the worst parts of town to like some bar that they don't care what you do, and then there's a bunch of like locals who are like really, they're there anyways because they're drunks, like barflies or whatever, and they want to watch hockey and talk to their other drunk buddies, and they don't want to listen to people talk about their dicks, and those people will then like say they hate you like all the time no matter what you say, right? And that makes you like stronger as a comic, because you have to come up with a good joke to make those guys laugh, because otherwise they're gonna stab you with a broken beer bottle on your neck, right? But sometimes you do say offensive things because you're trying to find the funny in it, and then you miss, and then you hurt someone's feelings, and then they want to kill you, right? So like those sorts of things are real problems you can face on a night. Like I've seen like sweet people get threatened or almost attacked. One of the guys I do comedy with gets punched in the face, and he's not even offensive at all. He's a super nice guy.
Just by like a fan or someone in the stands or whatever.
Someone in the audience.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it was after the show. And then one time I was on stage, so I didn't get to be in the fight. But there was this guy, and apparently he was in jail, and some guy did like a rape joke. And then this guy that was in jail like had some bad times there, you know? And so it brought back memories, and then he was really upset about the rape joke. And then, so then he made a big deal about it, and then it got into a fist fight out in the streets east of Adelaide. And then I was on stage, so I never got to see what happened. But it was, I was performing at Nobody at that time, because everybody was watching the fight, because it was way more entertaining than I was talking about my dick. Anyways, Shane, you've been through now 4 Grey Cups.
Yes.
So your first one in 2014, we talked about that in a previous episode. That one was you were kind of like almost a rookie. You know, I know you had the one game in the year before, but You're almost a rookie. You made it to the mountaintop in your first like real season.
Yeah,
And then you must have that expectation that this is the way it is, right?
Kind of, yeah. Especially the last few years.
And now, like, except for the one time when you let your team down there with your injury.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stupid
You
AC
couldn't carry
joint.
them all on your shoulders.
Exactly.
Right?
Tore that AC joint out.
But then the next 3 years straight, you made it to the Grey Cup.
Yep.
2 years, tough losses.
Yeah.
1 year, then redemption.
Yes.
So, like, how hungry in the third year after, like, the 2 disappointing losses, 1 to Toronto, right?
Yeah, we lost it, the first one, Ottawa in Toronto, and then we lost to Toronto in Ottawa.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And so this year, get another chance at Ottawa. It has to be you must have been excited to get another crack at them.
Yeah, I was excited for sure.
And then, like, to be able to pull it off, this is like a real Rudy story. This is like a redemption thing. Like, you guys, this is the same guys who who gave you the bitter defeat last year. You still have the taste in your mouth, and you go and you just shove it right up their ass, right?
Yep.
How's that? That's got to be a totally different experience because you have like 3 Grey Cups under your belt already. You have 2 losses following up. You're running the risk of being the new Buffalo Bills of the CFL.
Yep.
Right?
I've been told that.
And then, so in that game, there's no motivation needed. You guys all got to be up for that, right?
Yeah, there was no motivation needed. It came down to, like, we had to learn from our mistakes. Our first loss to Ottawa, and then and I have a feeling we did kick Toronto's butt, but we lost on a few plays, and people can argue with me on that. But we didn't play very good for like 6 plays or 7 plays, and they won the game. And so we just needed to change those little 6 plays. Like 6 plays changed that game, and like we balled out. Like our offensive line played good, our quarterback played amazing, and that field was a sheet of ice. And like our defense balled out, and like no one made the little mistakes. Everyone played pretty much perfect. So,
and do you think that and I hate to say this, but like, you think that the losses were what, like, do you think that they were a blessing in disguise? For the team that was there competing on that day, having those 2 losses had to make you better prepared for that game than not having those 2 losses, right?
Yeah, it definitely made you better prepared, definitely. But it was just more of a motivator. Like, it didn't have any like competitive edge or anything.
You worked just as hard. You
worked just as hard. Like, I did all the same things. I might have changed a couple habits that I thought were bad the year prior, but otherwise it's just a huge motivator. Like, we need to get this win. We need to get this win. And like, but otherwise.
Okay, but like in this way though, if you were like, if you would have won, like if you would have 4 Grey Cups right now, would you be as good of a football player as you are having only 2? Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
You think you would be?
Oh yeah.
But you wouldn't have had those failures to make yourself better, because you would have thought you're good no matter what, because it keeps working out for you.
I don't know.
I bet you are better because you had those 2 losses. That's what
I know how to deal with loss better.
Yeah, but I think you made changes even subconsciously because you didn't want to do it again. Whereas if you won, you'd be like riding high thinking your fucking shit don't stink, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Just like this year, Shane.
I'm just kidding. But everyone, when they judge people, how good people are, they judge championships. Like, that's the argument everyone makes in every sport argument ever. How many championships do you have? How many championships does he have?
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I guess so. Like, it's not about wins, loss. It's about how you bring the end goal is the championship. So if you have the most of those, you win. You got your quarterback back this year too.
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm.
That's good.
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I'll have him.
So like you really kind of built a dynasty there in Calgary. You must feel like you have a core of guys now that have like been there for a while.
Yeah.
How big of a group have you said have been there the whole time with you?
I would say like over the past 6 years, there have been at least 10 guys, 12 guys that have been together and not left. Maybe even like 15.
Yeah.
But this year will be different. This year we do not have all those guys back. This is the biggest free agency year I've ever seen.
Oh, really?
So
you and Bo Levi are probably the 2.
We're back. Our whole offensive line's back except for our starting right tackle, so we solidified that. And we solidified our quarterback, but I mean everybody else. We have a couple DLM in our defense, but otherwise our defense is pretty much gone. We have 2 DBs back, They're really good players, which thankfully, but everyone else is gone. Like our linebacker's gone, our one stud D tackle went to Saskatchewan. So,
What do you think it is in Calgary that gives you that success? Do you think it's the systems, the coaching, or the
I
culture?
100% believe it's the culture and the coaching.
Yeah?
100%. They treat you like people out there, which is nice. Because I hear people, they treat people like numbers. You're just number 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. And there they treat you like a person. And our coaches and GMs are really good at scouting talent. Like, they drafted me 6th overall, or not 6th overall, 6th round, sorry. Like, I forget which overall, 6th round. And, 6th round people usually don't play 7 years and start
Yeah.
90 games. So
They do
they're really
it
good at
for-
judging talent. So like when the guys are getting better and demanding big ass contracts, they usually leave because they can get those contracts somewhere. But our coaches are really good at finding that talent. They'll bring a guy in, make some less money, build him up over 3 or 4 years, and then all of a sudden 4 years down the road, you'll see him signing a huge ass contract, leaving Calgary. It's just the way Calgary's been for years and years. It's kind of like the Patriots that way. Keep your core set, like keep Tom Brady, keep the guys you need, and just recycle everybody else in and out and find the best talent.
And you've managed to stay there through the whole thing.
Yeah.
You're like the Gronk.
Yeah, kind of. I'm not like the Gronk to Tom's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Kind of.
Totally back. But I would say that, like, you've only played in one team, right?
Yeah, I've only played one.
And like it's kind of nice, like, because you're at this part where you might be able to stay one team for your career, you know?
Yeah, that would be awesome. I would love to.
That's a
Right up the
rarity
town
in
area.
sports, man. Like,
Yeah.
that is a real rarity in sports. So, like, even just go this long with one franchise, you know, if you make the Hall of Fame now, you know which jersey you're going to wear, right?
Yep.
No matter what, you've got
no
this
matter
much
what.
of your career into
Yeah.
Calgary.
Well, I already told before I resigned with Calgary, I told my wife, I said, even if I resign somewhere else, I said, I'm going to retire a Stampeder.
Yeah.
Because I know my career is closer to the end than it is the beginning. Like, I played 6 years. There's no way I have 6 more years.
Yeah, that's what when we were talking last time, like, you would just talk realistically about the struggles and the demands that are on your body. It's like getting in a car wreck every week, right?
Yeah, it is. I feel terrible every week. Awful.
Yeah, it is brutal to hear what you guys go through, but it's a pleasure always to have you in, Shane. We're going to do a little thing to end the show. It's called the Newlywed Game.
Mm-hmm.
We're hoping you could stay around and be the judge
Yeah, of
for
course.
us. And maybe even if we could get you to give some of our newlywed couples some advice, maybe that would be helpful. So I understand you're married, you're newly married. Well, how long have you been married for?
It'll be 3 years in March. March
3
5th.
years already?
Yes.
Holy mackerel, man. Time goes fast.
Thank you.
Well, congrats. Shane's a little bit ahead of our one newlywed couple. We're going to introduce our couples now to start the Newlywed Game.
Ooh.
Thanks a lot. Let's hear it for Shane Bergman one more
Yeah,
time.
thanks so much.
There we go. Hey, I wanted to say, our newlywed couples, let's hear it for them. First of all, we have, fresh off a new wedding a couple months ago, it's our band leader, Michael Bowe, and the beautiful, sweet, sweet Kelly. Our second couple, they are not married, but they are soon to be married. It's Whiskey Wes Higgins and his beautiful fiancee, Alicia. And our third couple is our ringer couple. They've been married for how long, Steve?
We've been married for 10 this year.
10 this year, yeah.
10 years, but they've been together a heck of a lot longer.
23.
23 years. They're a ringer couple. If they don't win, there's something wrong with your marriage. It's Steve and Leah. All right, so before the show, we got the women and the men separated, and we asked them both questions, what they thought their spouse would say. No cheating.
Sorry.
No cheating. You'll notice your name cards are behind you. One has an S, one has an L for Steve and Leah, and I think they're also color-coded for boys and girls. So when we will ask the question to one of the competitors, the other one will hold up the answer that they asked, and any correct answer is given 5 points. The team with the most points wins. Simple as that. Any decisions will be left to our judge. Let's get on with the game. Okay. First of all, we'll start with the ladies. The ladies. We asked the ladies a question. We'll start with Michael. Michael,
Hello there.
What did Kelly say is the one thing that she does that drives you crazy?
Puts the dishes in the sink before I clean them.
Can you hold up your answer, Kelly?
I nail it?
Filling the sink with dishes. That's 1 point for Kelly and Michael.
Yeah.
Oh my God, right out of the gate.
Got it.
Leah, same question. What is the one thing that you do that drives your partner crazy? What is the one thing that you do, right?
No, it's what he does.
Now, what is the
No,
one
I
thing?
do that drives him crazy.
Yeah. What is the one thing that she does
What do I do that
drives you crazy?
You know what? It's very much like the other couple. You like to leave sharp knives in the sink.
Boom.
Oh.
Doesn't seem promising. What's the answer?
You move my shit around. Yeah.
Move my shit around. Move my shit around. Oh, no points for that one. We're gonna go to Wes. Wes, what will Alicia say?
It's true,
Is
right?
to the same question, is the thing that she does that drives you crazy?
Puts her cold ass feet on me in bed.
Oh!
That is the answer, Alicia. Don't take time for myself. That is not Mike and Kelly. Round one, leaders at 5 points. Okay, we're gonna go to the next question. To the men. To the men, we asked Michael this question. We'll start with Steve and Leah this time. Steve, we asked Steve this question, Leah. You have to guess what Steve said.
Oh, I have to guess.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
When your lady is getting dressed in the morning, which one of her outfits do you hope she is putting on?
One of my Auschwitz.
Auschwitz?
Oh, no.
Also, a lot of money.
Boo.
What are you wearing? Do you guys do like... I knew he was a German, but I didn't think there would be some sort of like...
Auschwitz sex.
Auschwitz sex. That is weird, eh?
What did you say?
I don't know if I want him back next week, Wes.
Is it like an ashy color?
I just said that.
Nothing at all. Oh, it's a close one. It is close. You just missed the emasculated starvation such. Wes, if your wife were to, Wes, when we asked Wes, when your lady was getting dressed in the morning, which one of her outfits do you hope she's putting on? What did Wes say, Alicia?
My own? My own?
Yeah, which one of your outfits are you?
Oh my God.
Your own outfit?
Yeah.
Wes said, Wes, what did he say?
Hang on, my fingers aren't working.
Oh, sticky fingers.
It's Valentine's Day.
Blue scrubs.
Blue scrubs. Blue scrubs. Same question Michael was asked. Kelly, what do you think Michael said? When you're getting ready in the morning, what does he hope that you're putting on?
I was gonna say like gym clothes, like workout clothes.
Workout clothes. Michael, what did you say?
Good answer, honey, but I went with the Royal Blood t-shirt.
There's something sexy about a
No
girl wearing a
underpants.
t-shirt. Wait, no underpants. That is really hot when you tell me when I slow down and I hold on to the counter. Ooh, that is hot. If you're, let's go. We're gonna do another one for the men. Michael, let's see if we'll keep this thing going. Maybe you can get it back.
Okay.
Kelly, if you were describing Michael as a superhero, who would he be?
Superman?
Not Superman. I went with the green guy. The Hulk.
The Hulk.
Tough question.
Is it? Steve, or Leo, what superhero would Steve be?
He would be any. None.
None?
The non-superhero.
Okay, maybe that's not the answer.
You think he put none?
The Green Lantern.
No, I had a caveat in mind. I said Superman because lame man doesn't exist.
He did say Layman doesn't exist. Which is like partial points because they both agreed Steve's no superhero.
Yeah, no.
Alicia, what would you say Wes was if you had to describe him as a superhero? Who would he be?
I'm gonna say Iron Man.
Oh, so close. Who'd you guess, Wes?
Iron
Spider-Man.
Oh.
Spider-Man, he said, because he shoots ropes.
Brilliant.
That was a that one. Okay, Steve. We asked Leah, if you were cleaning out the closets, what is the one thing of your man's that you would throw away?
That I wouldn't throw away.
That you would throw away. That's how it's written.
Something of mine that you would not throw away.
Oh, you would.
But I would.
You would want to throw this one thing away. You clean out the closets. There's one of your things she wants to get rid of. What is it? She may have answered opposite though because of her.
I answered what I wouldn't throw away.
Oh, all right.
Well, then now you know that.
Now I know that. You wouldn't throw away concert T-shirts.
Well done.
5 points, tie game now.
Never.
Wes. Oh, sorry. Leah. Alicia.
That's me.
Alicia. What would you throw away of Wes's from his closet?
You asked.
I asked him oh sorry, I asked,
Your closet
so
is
Wes,
secret.
sorry, I apologize Wes, what did Leah say she'd throw away, the one thing, Alicia say she'd throw, Jarama. Alright.
Torn jeans.
Torn jeans, old shoes, This is the part of the show.
Fine, aren't we?
You're getting skunked? Alright, Michael and Kelly. What did Kelly say she's going to throw out in your closet of yours? The one thing she would throw away.
Well, I'm gonna have to say she's been putting me through the gears in this lately. With,
Just did this week, so if she
she's
doesn't
in-
know, it's a problem.
She's into this Marie
went through our
Kondo
closets.
or whatever her name is thing. So, what would you have me throw out? Well, I was gonna go with this shirt, but I didn't throw it out. My Wolf T-shirt that I got in Nashville.
Oh yeah, why did you throw that out?
It's one of my
You
favorites.
think I want you to tell that?
Yeah. No?
I did say
Just T-shirt?
T-shirts.
Wow, come
One of the
on. It's a
judges.
T-shirt.
Specific t-shirt?
that counts.
What?
I think that counts as a point.
Hey! Out of my shade, thank you.
10-5.
He has more T-shirts than anyone I've ever met.
All right, we're gonna keep this thing rolling because you guys got it going. We'll stay with you. What did Kelly say was the one material thing that your man owns that means the most to him?
Material thing that means the most to me. My guitar?
Your guitar, is that right, Kelly? Guitar!
Hey!
Oh my goodness. He's opening up a book back sleep. Wes, what did
Yes!
Alicia say is your one material thing that means the most to you?
I would also say my guitars.
Also his guitars.
Yeah!
Wes is on the board.
Nice.
And now we're going to Leah and Steve.
Awesome.
Steve, what did Leah say is the one thing that means the most to you? Material thing.
It's easy. It's my computer.
No.
Oh,
My guitars.
Everyone said guitars and Steve said computers. You know, Steve, that's really lame. Really lame.
It's 9 years old.
Okay, so we got 5, 5, 15. We're gonna go with one last question and this this one. It's gonna be an easy one. See if we need a tiebreaker. We asked the ladies. Oh, sorry, we asked the men. What would your ladies say is the first thing that your man does when he wakes up in the morning? We're gonna start this with Alicia and Wes. What is the first thing that Wes does when he wakes up in the morning?
Really? Really?
Oh, that's number 4, Wes. It'll be number 4. Just so you know.
We kiss each other.
Kiss. The first thing you do is kiss. Wes, is that right? Fart, he said. It's fart,
I
kiss,
didn't want to
fart.
embarrass him.
Steve and Leah, let's for question number 4. What is the first thing that Steve does when he wakes up in the morning, Leah?
Goes back to sleep.
Goes back to sleep. Steve, what do you
He does.
say?
Not before I pee.
Oh, right.
Yes.
This is it. You guys have already got the victory bit. Can you stretch this out for the clean full prize pack?
Nice.
Oh yeah, from the merch cabinet afterwards. It's going to be a shopping spree for you, but can you just break this open and show these people that you are the super couple of the aught teens?
If I get this wrong, then he's lying. He farts.
Oh,
You're lying.
that was my second answer, honey. You are. I went with Bess as well.
First.
It was
Fart then Bess. I should have went with fart.
I know, it was a real struggle for me.
It
I
was.
saw the struggle.
I believe that.
What is it, piss or fart? You can't determine it.
Either way, I'm heading to the bathroom.
Anyways, everybody, this has been live from the Dutch Hall. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Happy Valentine's Day. We'd like to thank our guest again, Shane Bergman, for coming and joining us today. We'd like to thank the Nocturnal Missions for being the greatest band in Canadian light and history, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you for listening. So until next week, let's see you in. Do you want to go back and play this?
Sure.
I'm sorry. Until next week, we will see you, Ranty. See you next Thursday.
Give her, boys.
Beautiful. It makes sense. You heard of the movie?
I was going to say sure.